Yes, guys, episode 6 of Bikini Insider with IFBB pros Kerry and Marnie. And this is a bit different today because we don't have a guest, but instead I do have a few things that we're going to go through. But you know what? One thing I realized is I've never started the episode by asking how are you girls, because Marnie, you've got your show in a few months' time. So let me start.
I'm on the Sprite Zero today.
Wow.
Yeah,
Is it how many hours now?
It's 10 weeks on Saturday, so like 10 and a half weeks really, because it's Wednesday today. So yeah, this will be the shortest prep that I've ever done. I'm used to doing like the 18, 20 weeks sort of prep and kind of dragging it out a little bit longer. But we kind of like hopped into this show. I decided to do this show with a bit less notice. It was when the UK calendar came out, actually. And Kerry's already heard this story because we chat on the phone all the time about these things. But basically, when the calendar came out, I jokingly sent it to Jake and said, 18 weeks out from the One Bro Pro. And I thought he was going to say, no, Marnie, you've just come out of prep. Like, you need more time off. But he actually said, yeah, this is an option. And I was like, wait, what? So basically we wrapped up the mini growth phase that we were in and basically started prep 2 or 3 weeks after that, I think it was. And to be fair, actually, the start was quite slow because I caught the flu. I feel like I've seen so many people get ill over the last couple of months. Did either of you get the flu? Because, oh my God, it wiped me out.
I had it when I got back from like the show. So I had it like right at the beginning when it started going round. But I remember, yeah, you were completely wiped out, weren't you? Took me out for 3 weeks.
It's bad. Like, I mean, I've had obviously like a cold and stuff before. And I've heard people say that like you literally cannot get out of bed when you've got the flu. And that is 1000% true. I've never felt fatigue like it. It was crazy. But yeah, that wiped me out for like, I want to say maybe 10 to 12 days at the start of my prep. But I think when things like that happen, do you know what? Every time I start a prep, I always get some sort of infection or something. Like when I won my pro card, it was that I had wisdom tooth infection or whatever. Like it happens every time. And I feel like it's a sign to be like, do you really want this prep? Because I'm going to remind you what it's like when the privilege is taken away. So yeah, after that, it definitely like lit my fire. So we
I'm going to make this a weekly thing that I'm going to keep asking you. So I'm going to ask you for the first time now. Are you still, is this still retirement year or?
Well, hang on. I don't want to use the word retirement because I think I said this to you before, like I don't believe in black and white in bodybuilding. Like I think over the years I've definitely been, you know, I would say like in one camp versus the other camp. And I think with the whole retirement thing, like we just don't know what the future holds. But I will say this, I am treating this like it is the last prep that I will ever do because I think that sort of mindset is important for anyone and not just me in the position that I'm in mentally and physically, but like, I mean, look at Kerry and Mark, like for anyone that hasn't heard about what Mark's gone through, like you just don't know when it's going to be your last prep, really. Like, could that be injury? Could it be health issues? Could something come up in like the normal everyday life? You just don't know. Like, it's a privilege to do this. So yeah, I'm treating this like it's the last prep that I will do. And I've kind of spoken a little bit about that on Instagram. Here and there, I think about just where I'm at with my physique and where I'm at in my life as well. And the other things that I want to focus on and stuff. So yeah, I'm just committing to this and who knows what's going to happen. I don't know. We'll see.
Not to be a last. I'm telling you. I just know it.
Well, one person that's not playing for the last show. Kerry, look, Olympia. I know. I'm gonna say Olympia around the corner. I mean, months fly by, but Have you looked at anything for Olympia weekend yet? Like, all the excitement about Olympia in October, Vegas. Have you even started looking at things like, oh, I wonder what accommodation or other things? When would I go out?
So I guess something about whoa, what's happened? My laptop's just gone weird. Hold on, I'm back. You all just went this way. So I guess with me, I never book anything till last minute. Like Marnie,
you are so last minute.
We don't. We will. I'll be in the States. I'll be doing 3 shows prior to the Olympia, so I'll be stateside. I don't know what's going to happen. I might do a European show and jump in when Mark does, because to be quite honest, I want to see him take his qualification, and he's competing just a bit before me. So I want to see that happen. But at the same time, this year, like, we have both the understanding that he may be in Europe, I may be in the States, and we will meet before the Olympia. But for me, I spend, even if it's a country like Spain or whatever, I spend a week in the country before any show. So I consistently always do that. So yeah, I've been in a bit of a weird mindset, because everything I've had going on with me recently with regards to, I've had quite bad back injury. A few of my discs are a bit dodge. So I've had to really navigate that. I started switching my mindset to top 15 in the Olympia, and Meg was like, no, top 10. I replied to her, yeah, but we're doing so much fluffy stuff and whatever. And she's like, look, to be real with you, get used to it, because your physique doesn't need what it used to need. So she's like, you can see the progress from here to here, where we're at now. There's so much progress. I'm sitting 58 kilos. She's just put my food up to 3,000. I've still got abs. I'm tight. I'm good. So we're at a really good body composition for where we are. When I compare it to last year, it is wild, if I'm honest. So I think I must have put on some size on prep as well. But I'm switching that mindset back to top 10, because I need to aim high. And I think that is really important. I think it was just with the stuff that's gone on of recent, it just started to make me doubt whether I can or not. But actually, no, I can. I know I have a really strong back shot for sure. And I know that all the work I'm doing at the moment, I have one-to-one physio with someone called Nick from Australia, who we're potentially going over to see for a long time. I know that the one-to-one work I'm doing with him is completely my erectors definitely feel smaller now, and my thing was in the front pose, my midsection smaller, but we're working on rotation. I just know we're gonna be on. I just got a really good feeling, so I need to hold that and not let myself go away from that, to be honest, because what's the point in heading into the Olympia with I'm just another number? There's 0 point. And yeah, so Marnie, hold me to this, because I'm in my right mind right now. And what I mean by that is, obviously I haven't got my PMDD at the moment, and when that comes around, things change a little, so I have to be constantly reminded. But yeah, training's been a bit naff, really, in my opinion, because it's so fluffy, and I'm only doing a few exercises. But yeah,
I think it's serving a purpose, though, Kerry, for where you're at now, because your physique is so developed. It really is. And do you know what? This is something that I've really battled with myself, because of how I feel about my own development as well. And I've spoke about this already, about not wanting to grow too much more muscle, regardless of whether that is my feedback or not. And it is hard. It's this is the thing that I think a lot of other bodybuilders don't understand about bikini. And I know Ashley Kay spoke about this before, and Adam, and they say it takes a certain type of athlete to, go in the gym and only train what you are prescribed to train, i.e. we are not going in there doing every single muscle group, and we're doing a back day and a shoulder day and an arm day and a glutes day and a quads day. For us now, it's so specific.
Yeah.
And I think that's where, yeah, a lot of people, they want to get to this level, and it's amazing when you do, but your window for what you actually can do at that point so that you don't outgrow the category is everything. Like, your training becomes so monotonous, and you really do have to love bikini and love the category to get there, I think.
And for like a perspective on that, so where I'm at is I literally do 5 working sets of side laterals and 4 sets of pull a week. So I do 1 on, 1 off, and it's glutes, 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 glutes. Minimal hamstring. I do 1 seated hamstring curl in my one rotation, so to speak. And yeah, I'm someone that's come from like a background of like lifting, destroying myself, and I think like that's really an important thing, because I do still see some people that have a lot of muscle mass training like a bodybuilder, and I guess that's where you have to question, or I want not training like a bodybuilder, because like we do have to still, but again, when you do get to that level, even being reminded by like Meg, who is very much an all-in trainer, even for her to turn around to me and say, look, get used to it, because this is where we're at, this is how much muscle you've got. It's one of those things. I think you really have to be in love with bikini and understand like that it does actually take a different level of training once you get to that kind of place. Don't get me wrong, like 3 years ago, I was training everything. It's just more so like the last like couple of years that I've had to really dial in and be very selective. No calves, no quads, no chest, no arms. It's literally, hamstrings, glutes, and I'm borderline too big on delt. But then I think it's really strange because you watch the top level in the Olympia, and most of them are training everything. So it makes you go, whoa, like, should I be? But you have to really stay aligned with your own physique, I think. So yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah.
All right.
It is.
Well, look.
It is. Oh, go on.
Oh no,
He's gonna
we're going to say Marnie.
on to the next bit. Let's go.
I was just gonna say, like, I think it's an adjustment with like what's in your protocol, but again, a lot of the adjustment for me, and probably for you as well, Kerry, just based on what you've said, is like this. You have to like, it's not turning off like the athlete mentality of more, but at the same time, it kind of is, because more isn't always more.
100%.
And that's really hard to get your head around when you've been relentlessly chasing like
muscle.
working your way up. Like for you now, you've got to the like Olympia qualification, but like if we go way back, it's like, right, overall win, right, class win, pro card win, pro show top 10, pro show first call out, Olympia invite, top 15, top 10 at Olympia, like all this. So I think
but I like it. I think that's how you should treat bodybuilding in that way.
Totally.
Always have, just like you're at the bottom, nothing's happened, you're amateur, do the thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. For you that you mentioned top 10 as well, Kerry, because in this segment, I did a post about a month ago to ask people of who are the prospects in the UK bikini scene on the amateur side who could be pushing for IFBB Pro status. And funny enough, I've got 10 girls here. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at the top 10. I think it's worth, we're going to try to spend a little bit of time with each one, not too long. But what I want you girls to do as well is make a note at the end for the two out of 10 that if you went to the bookies, that you would put your money on those two to give a real big push for IFBB Pro status. So I'm going to start first. I'm going to bring them on Instagram as well.
Are these all girls that you've already posted about and you've already shared?
No.
Okay, so you've kind of picked some new. Is there new faces in here?
Yeah, I do it scatteringly throughout. So there's quite a lot, but I've only picked the 10 that kind of got nominated the most.
Okay,
So
cool.
let me
I
get.
first apologize if I don't know any of these athletes. So.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean that's it. Yeah. So some of them we probably would not have come across before. So we're going to start off with a girl called Karina. So let me get Instagram up. That's not Karina, that's somebody else. Karina Heel. Let's have a look here. Where is it? Here we go. So have you girls come across this one? Karina Helander?
I don't think so.
No, not that I.
So she did the NPC European Championships. She won her class, her high class. Didn't take the overall because, of course, we know Scarlett won the IFBB Pro card for that show. So I'm going to try and see what other pictures we got here. Is this one where she's just posing? A bit of black and white one. Can you see this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's back competing this year. Last year, she obviously the biggest win was the class win over the NPC European Championships that happened in the UK. Didn't take the overall, but was in the running. She did a few international shows. I believe she did the NPC European. I don't think she won a class on that day. But what's your first thoughts? Look at the physique.
She's got a beautiful shape and she's got dense glutes as well, judging by this video here.
Back pose is very strong. That's it.
Yeah, ratios look really nice.
I think you could potentially tweak the posing. That's something that's forever for us to work on. Potentially straighten those feet, I would say, in the back shot as well.
Especially when she turns around, less arms, tone down those arms and let that physique do the talking, because
tiny waist.
Yeah.
I would change the front pose as well. I would try and see what it looked like with her foot a little bit more turned forwards, because I think I'm looking, when I see, quite a bit of quad straight away.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think she looks like she's got quite a lot of, like, what's the word? I can see detail in that front quad as well on the front pose. I don't know if you know Kerry.
Her back shot is very strong. I think she has good potential. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good amount of muscle mass.
Right. Okay. Next one is Hannah Cuthbert.
Oh, yes, I know Hannah.
So she was nominated by Phoebe. This is quite far out. You probably can't see this one too much, but Marnie, you've come across her before?
She was my posing client not last year, the year before, when she first started competing. And I took her right from first timer up to her first season. And as soon as I saw her, I knew she had potential. Like when we see potential in bikini, we know it. Yeah, she's got a really nice overall look, I think, as well. Like the hair, the suit.
I just want to stop you there. When you go say potential in a bikini, what are you seeing as in potential? Because there's a lot to look at.
Muscle belly, everything.
Shape and structure. Yeah, definitely shape and structure.
100% shape and structure. Even if like you can see that they've maybe not got like enough muscle mass or something yet, you can see it on them, if that makes sense. Like if they were to keep going, you're gonna have a good physique.
Yeah, defo. I think her front shot is very strong as well. The back shot have you got any more pictures there on stage maybe?
How close is she here?
So that was about, I think she said which was 12 weeks. Try and find a better video one.
Let's see.
This one.
Oh.
This is pictures. That's good. Oh yeah. Yeah, I reckon turn those feet forward. I'm going to keep saying that. Everyone has a habit of really turning them out. Quads do look quite dominant. I feel like
I was just about to say, I think it's really difficult, like if you've got a lot of quad development, to like try and hide that essentially in your back pose.
I think it's doable to turn your knees in.
Yeah, well, yes, but then you don't want to look like your knees are caving in or you're standing awkwardly, so it is hard. I think, again, when was that picture? Okay, that was January. I don't know when that picture was taken. I think, again, a lot of it, again, is just like the time with the glute development will then, and not training your quads naturally, then that will even out over the course of a year or 2 years or whatever as well. We're excited if she competes this season.
Definitely someone I would look at and be like, yeah, she's got potential for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Nice.
Next one, Kerry. I think you'll know this girl well because she's coached by your coach, Anya.
Yeah.
So close all the freaking time. So close. Her shape and structure, like, let's be real, look at that.
Yeah. I mean, Anya's been competing for a long time and she's always had wow factor. I remember when she always used to rock a black suit as well, and I just used to think, wow, like she really, really stands out. The one thing for me about Anya, I'll be completely honest, I would change her posing completely because I think it's very European IFBB elite style rather than what you would typically see in the Pro League. But that's my personal opinion.
When Mark competed in Alicante, she did as well. I changed a little bit of her posing running into that last show. I don't know if there's any videos of that. She flicked her back foot.
Which show? Sorry, Kerry.
Alicante. So it was the oh my goodness, what it's called? Big Man Weekend. That Big Man Weekend, the one at the top.
Oh yeah, that was this one, wasn't it?
Yeah. So she used to pick her foot.
This is for Big Man.
I know what you mean. I think I've seen it, Kerry, actually. She does like a heel kick when she goes into her back pose, yeah.
I spoke to her and she said it was just habit. But I think the thing is, she has an incredible structure. She's one of those people that you look at and she definitely has. I know she's been trying to turn pro since she was competing around 2019 as well. I think for her, it's a matter of time. I think a little bit more muscle mass on the glutes, like we always freaking need. But again, like upper body is like there, waistline's tiny. She's just in the right lineup. That's it.
I was just about to say, I think she if she's in the right show at the right time, she will get it. And I think, again, like with the front and the back pose specifically, I just noticed on that back pose there that on the video, she pinches the upper body a lot. And I think if she just opens out, it's gonna, like, that waist is like, look how tiny her waist is. Again, the hand, I think that's one of her strongest attributes is how tiny her waist is, but you almost can't appreciate it because her hand is in the way. So those are the things I would change, but it's mad because go on.
I want to go back to one thing you said, Marnie, and actually, Marnie and Kerry, you both said it. In the right lineup, she could be successful, but that's something that is completely out of your control. You don't know who's going to turn up. So, I mean, that's a very broad, and there's no direction with that kind of statement. So, are you saying that with her, it's just keep doing as many shows, and maybe you might get the right lineup where you get the look of the green?
Play the game.
Arguably,
I mean, Kerry, you've gone through that plenty, haven't you?
For sure. Yeah, definitely. I did as well as an amateur, 100%. And it was the right lineup, I believe. Like, to be honest, she keeps making it into all the overalls. That's how it was for me. Kept making it into all the overalls. It really is one of them things. It's the same when you get to like our level, to be honest, in the right lineup, that person's got potential. Like, you always hear it. It is, I know it sounds very vague, but it is one of those things. How many times you can get in front of like the same judge as well, I believe, and keep taking on methods and seeing your improvements.
Let me spin this.
It's a difficult one. Sorry to cut you off there, Suki. I was just going to say, because like, I mean, when I won my pro card, that was a different experience because it was like one shot and straight in with Jake as my coach. And I don't know, I feel like some athletes will relate to Kerry's story in that, like, right judging panel, right lineup, it was your day, and you've kind of been like knocking at the door for a while, as people use that phrase. But then for me, it sounds weird, but I feel like I was in alignment here and like I just got my moment, if that makes sense. And it was kind of like, I don't know, a bit more encapsulated in that one thing. I don't know if I'm explaining it right. Like, it wasn't, for me, I didn't have to like do pro qualifier after pro qualifier and be in so many overalls. And I can imagine that's like almost frustrating in a way, even though it's such an amazing achievement to like win your class and get into an overall. But like, Yeah, I mean, who knows? She might compete at the start of this year, and she might have the same experience as me. Like,
Yeah,
could just be you're in. Like,
Marnie, how long before? So did you? How long did it like take you to get your pro card, if that makes sense? Like, were you competing for it back then, or was it just that you meant that you've come like into a fresh year? Because we were on the same stage back when I got my pro card, right? 2019.
yeah,
I remember.
I mean, I did NPC shows, but I was never like winning my open class, and I was kind of like still figuring out like my process, my circle, the right coach, like learning how to train properly whilst still competing. And I feel like all of that stuff has come along so much anyway in the industry. Like, we've really grown up in this industry alongside Bikini evolving, I would say, Kerry, to be honest.
Yeah.
Whereas like, and I mean the same you could say for Anya, like when she started out, she was probably in the same situation as us, like, you know, did well, whatever. But again, like, I was competing as a junior when I first started, and I had that junior look to my physique and my package. Whereas like, as I've gotten older and I've now like found my process and, you know, found Jake as being the right coach for me, it's like, I feel like I really came into my own, and it was just like, that was the thing for me. It was like that mental alignment, and everything was how it should have been for me to have that moment, if that makes sense. So I mean, it was this year, obviously, going back to Suki's original question about retirement and whatever, like, this show for me, the One Bro Pro, is very, very sentimental, because obviously it's where I won my pro card in 2023. I did my pro debut at that show and came fourth. And so for me, I'm seeing this show as like, this is like a commemoration of like my 10 years since I started competing. And it's a celebration of my career up to this point. And I'm not going in there to like chase the win. Like, of course I'd love to win and like qualify for the Olympia, but I'm really doing it for like the external, not for the external, like the wins and the titles and stuff. It's more for like the internal, like, fulfillment of like, you've been so dedicated to this sport for 10 years, and like, that's what I want to bring to the stage. And like, I know I'm going to get so emotional when I'm actually like on stage and be like, wow, like, it's 10 years really. So
what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring up the last three. We're going to try and fly through these three in the next five minutes. So,
yes, all right, noted.
Next one. This is another girl who competed numerous times, came very close. She was in many overalls in Europe, and that is Aston.
I know. I told her to do her last row
profile
against her. Her mum. We were sitting in Starbucks in Alicante, and she was done for the season. And I told her I wouldn't be stopping if I were you. This sounds like my process. Go and do one more. And I think her mum was like, no, but she did. She went and did it. But I can't remember where she came in that after this. A potential 100%, in my opinion.
In the caption there, she's written first in the class, second in the overall, in feedback from Mad Ali.
Yeah. Potential is there. A little bit more in the glutes, top glute.
To me, she looks like a pro already, to be honest.
Yeah. I agree. Sometimes that's really hard, going up against like more amateur physiques, and actually sometimes go against you, hence being in the right lineup.
Isn't that weird though? Yeah, isn't that weird though? It's like, you're like out of place because you should actually be on the pro show.
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
So just summarize her season. Her season included 1 British title win and 4 pro qualifier wins. So being in overalls 4 times as a qualifier, something, Kerry, I know you've experienced as well when you were hunting down your pro card all these years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
6 shows
next one. Sorry?
That was 6 shows in 8 weeks.
That's crazy, man. You are.
Oh God.
You're a different animal.
I remember.
I'm so weird.
I remember seeing it. I Oh God. Okay.
I think everyone was on their
Next one.
chairs. It's mad. Okay.
Why is this person not coming up?
Oh no, maybe they're shadow banned.
No.
Yeah, live. Oh, that's my profile.
Oh, here he is. There we go.
There we go.
Okay. Katrina Stott. So basically, I think she's from Scotland.
Okay.
She's done PCA, but then she's focusing on NPC IFBB. She did her first pro qualifier, came second in the amateur Olympia, which I believe must have been around the summertime. Let me find a better stage picture. But she's focusing on the IFBB route this year.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, there's a couple of pictures. Oh no, that's a video.
Wow.
Where is it? Okay, here we go. So I'll just flick through his pictures and I'll come back to the front one.
Okay.
Let me go back to the front picture. Tell me what you girls see.
Yeah, I think again, straight away for me, just relax a little bit more in the pose.
I think a little more glute. I think the structure is there. Like it definitely is. The structure is there. I think she could make herself look better in some of the poses, definitely. Although saying that, we're at the wrong angle looking at these photos right here, like they're side on. But I do think there needs to be a bit more top glute, a little bit more projection through the glutes from the back, a little less pushback in the back pose might create that if she stands up a little taller as well, might give her a little bit more.
I think just on the back, I was going to say that the hamstring, that's like full separated hamstrings there. Like I think, again, going back to what you said there, Kerry, if she comes back with a bit more glute, then maybe she won't need to push the needle to get as lean to get her tie-ins and then risk the leanness in the hamstrings at the same time.
Yeah. I like what she said here in this caption though. Can't wait to see who makes the top 10 Bikini Olympia this year. And if there's any posing, stage glam, inspiration I can take going forward into next season. So yeah, looks like she's open to learn. So potential.
Last person, Jenny Hamilton.
Oh, yay. We love Jenny. She trains at my gym.
Wicked structure. Always have done. To be honest.
Yeah.
Someone that I looked at back in the day, even thinking like that she'll definitely make it one day.
That's 20.
Yeah.
Try to see a stage picture from. Did she compete in 2024?
No, she didn't compete last year. I don't think it was 2023.
Really pleased.
Okay.
Like really beautiful.
Yeah, I think again, bubbly physique, shape, structure.
Marnie, structure reminds me of you a little.
Really?
Yeah, like her look. Yeah, it does. Really, yeah, like bubbly and yeah, this does.
Can we scroll there, Suki? Is there a back shot there as well? Or maybe, I don't know.
Only a video. I think she'll turn. I think I'll be able to pause it. A second.
You can see it's like there.
Yeah, definitely. I think, again, a lot of it is like the muscle maturity, to be honest. It's like, if it was just a little bit more mature and a little bit more dense, like, for me, the overall shape is there, to be honest. And like, she's beautiful. Like, when she competes as well, she definitely will catch the judges' attention and stuff, you know. So
agree. But again, if she didn't compete last year, I'm interested to see the muscle mass. I think like touch leaner and then perhaps I don't know, seeing what the peak's like. She looks a little flat here. Would be interesting to me to see. So yeah.
She's in prep now, I think.
Amazing. So. Right.
Is she? Okay, I'm gonna put you girls to a spot then. If you had to go to the bookies and you had to put your money on one person out of the 6 that we just viewed, who would you put your money on as not a shoo-in, but to go get their pro card in 2025.
One
Can you
person.
read the list out again? Can you read the list out? I forgot who was at the start of the list.
Yeah. So, okay, here we go. So we had Karina at the start, Hannah Cuthbert, Aston,
this is hard.
Katrina, Jenny, and Anya.
They're all going to get it.
We're all going to get it, or we're going to put this person for top.
Okay.
Should I go first?
I think the girl who we saw first was pretty good.
You go first. Go,
yeah.
Zuki.
Okay, I'll go first. My money is, and I did put my money on her last year, and it's still going to be Anya. I just think one of those where you're knocking on the door for so long, surely you pay your dues. And being that close in many European competitions, in big lineups, I can't see, I hope she doesn't go through another 12 months of not achieving that card and seeing other people win their pro card after 1 or 2 shows. As like I said, sometimes it's about the lineup, but in my eyes, she's there. I do hope 2025 is a year for her.
I hope it is. I hope it is too.
I would say otherwise. I agree with what you've just said there, Suki, but the girl who I said already looks like a pro, was that Aston?
I have Aston on my...
Aston, yeah.
I think like you could pull that picture and that video up and change the backdrop to a pro show, Photoshop it, and I wouldn't know that it's just in a pro show lineup, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think that too. I want to see them all get it.
I know. Let's go. I want to give a shout out as well. Can I give a shout out to who I think that you didn't have in the mix? That's actually one of my posing clients. Have you seen Marsha?
I'll bring this person up.
Yeah, pull her up. Marsha Brophy.
Wait, so what's the name? Sorry,
Marsha Brophy.
I think she's on my list as well. Oh no, that's somebody else. That's a Marsha
I'm
Rose.
telling you now, this gal is a freaking contender. She's been with me since day one when she was a first timer.
Marsha
Rose Fitness. Wait. She'll be under.
Oh yeah. She was tagged. That's one here.
Yeah. When you see it, you're like, oh yeah. Oh. Is there an actual? Yeah, I mean, look at the glutes. She already.
Which one? Which picture of this one? Oh, this one.
Yeah. Look at that front pose, man.
Really nice.
And she's still 10 weeks out. Well, 10 weeks out from the Ben Weeder. So scroll right and you'll see. I think there might be a back. Is there a back pose there? I can't remember. Oh no, it's a testimony.
Oh no, just
she won an NPC bikini overall in her first ever season.
Did she?
Yeah. So she took last year off because she pulled prep because it wasn't the right time for her. And now she's in a position where like everything is just clicking and it's ticking along really nicely. And I think she's like ahead of schedule, but we're going really, really ham on the small details of the presentation because obviously whoever wins the pro card at the Ben Weeder is then going to be able to jump into the One Bro Pro show. So yeah, I'm really excited for her.
Amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. Nice one, Mike. Okay, that's a wrap, guys. I think we're going to try and do more of this as well as we get closer to the start of the season. We'll probably start looking at more of the amateur scene, especially with UK girls. As I will go out there and say, I do think we're going to have another record-breaking year for UK's cementing more IFBB Pro cards. 42 last year. That's number to beat. Another great episode. Thank you, Marnie and Kerry.
Woo!